What's up, Daddy-O? And welcome to whatever this is. So I was doing the dishes and I had a little visitor, and I think he wants to say hi to you, Jess. Hey guys, welcome to whatever this is. I'm your host, Jason Oliver, and we're going to start this show off right with a few questions from our studio audience. Brown putty? Muddy putty? Brown putty? That's a good question. Well, it's not a good question, but it's just a strange question. It's made from peanuts and it's the consistency of butter, so what else would you call it? I mean, if you can't use... Can you use nut? Could you call it nut butter? Bertha, Olga. I've never been a big fan of those names. They make great story names, but if your name is Bertha or Olga in real life, immediately there's an image that comes into your head of what Bertha or Olga looks like. And that's terrible. I shouldn't judge people, especially based on their names. I'm not a namist.
Whoa.
So as I was going back to edit the video, I realized I took this video yesterday I wanted to show you guys and tell you a brief little story. So while this video is going on, I'll just talk about what we did yesterday. Carol has a friend who she works with named Cindy, who has this amazing property out in the middle of the woods. It's so quiet, so peaceful. There's a stream there, but she built this cat house for her cats. And I wish I had taken a picture of it, but it was so colorful. And it was like a small house, and it had like one side was all screened in and meshed in so that raccoons could get in. The other side was these recovered windows that she did and put little seats. So there was dozens of windows with little seats in them. Maybe not dozens, maybe a dozen windows. And they all had seats, so you could, I don't know, it was really cool. And the main building had a loft in it with stairs going up. But on our way back, we stopped at Food Lion because we realized we had nothing for supper. We picked up a few things, and then we saw this, house all lit up in the distance. So we had to stop, and I had to take a video of it. So there you go. Well, we'll take a few more questions in a little while, but why don't we take this time to go and check in on Addict J and see how his progress is coming along. Addict J? This will be a relatively short update. Not much has changed. I'm up to about 9 bags of trash at this point. The floors are looking clear, but I'm not going to keep switching my camera around because the audio got a little funky. The audio got a little funky in that last episode. It's dusty up here. Floor's getting a little clearer. There's more room for me to walk. Less trash. I will flip this around one time so you can see the giant boxes and trash and shit. Hang on. Okay. So from here, all these are empty boxes, except for those Wheaties, which are the Larry Bird retirement Wheaties. There are some things over here I still got to get to, and behind there as well. But this is all cardboard. That's trash. Cardboard. And like I said, there's like PS4 boxes, or, McFarlane toys, or VR, or the Wii. Oddly enough, I can't... there it is. Or the GameCube. That one actually might be worth something. But I'm probably not going to look into it. Anywho, that's where I'm at now. Lots more trash, a lot more room to walk. I'll keep you updated. Back to you, Mr. Oliveira. Okay, I may have filmed that last one a little too soon. I now have 12 bags full of trash. I'm working on my 13th one now. Here, take a look. That's right. I carved a new fucking path. Look at this. We could run. We could do laps if we wanted to. Well, until we got to this point, and then we couldn't. But, yeah, look at this. We got a PS3. We've got a Wii U. We've got an Xbox One X. We've got a PS4, a Wii, a GameCube. And over there's another Wii U. It's a lot of video games, man. That's one thing. I don't like living outside of my own means. However, I do it quite often. But the one thing that I always loved growing up, and I kind of want my kids to be able to experience it too, and they love video games, you know, is that new system feel. So Christmas is going to be awesome. Now's the time in the show where you watch me eat some ice cream. We're going to try Ben & Jerry's new Punchline ice cream, which I can't read because I'm trying to be a cool dude. Cool dude, dad dude. It's a comedic duo of brown butter bourbon and almond ice cream with roasted almonds and chuckles of cherries. I am a huge fan of cherries in ice cream. I'm also a big fan of almond flavored things. I'm a big fan of brown butter bourbon buxom baby boys. Although I am not a huge fan of nuts in my ice cream, especially almonds. Almonds are a very hard nut. I don't like hard nuts. I like soft nuts. I like pecans. I like peanuts are okay. Cashews. Cashews are my favorite. Cashews are so expensive. Did you know that cashews come from a fruit? You gotta find it. It's well hidden, and it's not a good job. Come on, Ben. Jerry. I ain't got time for cutting open ice cream. I do have to be careful with this, though. So, God damn it! I've got a stack of Christmas presents over there that I've got to start wrapping. Because usually my wrapping ends up at like 11 o'clock, midnight on Christmas Eve. Usually 3 or 4 drinks into the wind. And I really don't want to wrap at that point. But I do enjoy wrapping. It's really bright, isn't it? I really do enjoy wrapping. I get great pleasure from wrapping. And I'm very mathematical about my corners and how it matches up and where edges meet. Maybe we'll do a video on it just so I can show you. Alright, let's take a look at this. I'll get the first view and then I'll bring you over the top here. Alright, there's not much to see at this point. Let's dig in a little bit, see if we can't find something here. I like this spoon. It's one of my favorite spoons. It's a broken spoon. It's bent. It's terribly bent. Sometimes spoons are hard, and sometimes spoons are soft, just like nuts. You know what I mean? The metal's a little bit bendier. You ever try to get like really frozen ice cream out of something with a normal spoon? Yeah. There's only certain spoons that can handle that. I have a few of them and they're very nice. I'm going to just try the ice cream first. Okay. Wow. You could put nothing in this and it would be perfectly fine on its own. What an interesting combination of flavors. Another interesting combination of flavors is the Dunkin' Donuts Sugar Plum Fairy. No, it's not the Sugar Plum Fairy. Sugar Plum Macchiato. I had it yesterday and it tastes like dark chocolate and raspberries. And if you're not into like super sweet coffee things, you're probably not going to like it. Ask for like half a squirt and I bet you it's super fantastic that way. I'm trying to get something in here. What is in here? Cherries. I don't want a nut. I'm not going to eat the nuts. I'm going to spit the nuts out. I can send them to you if you'd like. I don't see any cherries. I normally wouldn't dig through my Ben & Jerry's like this, but it's just, there's no cherries. Where are the cherries? Ah, there's a cherry. You were hiding it on me, weren't you, Jerry? Okay. So we got a cherry with the ice cream, and I'm expecting it to be fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, that's just what I thought. That's good. It's got a little bit of that Cherry Garcia taste to it just because the cherries are in there, but the ice cream is very different. I would definitely give that a whirl. That's the first time I'd seen it. I think I'd heard about it coming out for a few months, and then totally forgot about it because the last 3 Netflix flavors were, they're okay. They weren't great. Let's lose this camera. I had totally kind of just given up on Ben & Jerry's for a little while. Not that I'll always give up on Ben & Jerry's, and not that we're always going to do Ben & Jerry's reviews, because if I did that, I would have to... We'd have to get a time machine and go back to the flavor graveyard of a lot of flavors that aren't available anymore. My all-time favorite Ben & Jerry's, which you could still make on your own, is Neapolitan Dynamite. It's where you take Cherry Garcia and chocolate fudge brownie, you mix it all together, and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. What was the greatest thing before sliced bread? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Let's look it up. Alexa, what was the greatest thing before sliced bread?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
You failed me for the last time. Well, Google came through where Alexa could not. And apparently the greatest thing before sliced bread was wrapped bread. Well, no vlog would be complete without checking in with Weather Jay. Weather Jay, how's it looking out there?
For someone who claims to know a lot, you're real dumb. Just look out the window. It's pouring out. It sucks. You can't do your katana pumpkin trick today. Back to you, Jay.
I was really excited to do my pumpkin katana trick today. That's not very nice.
Alright, I'm sorry, that was kinda mean. It's gonna be a high of 61 today with a 100% chance of rain all day, turning into clear skies tonight around 6 o'clock. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Good.
This very day it marks 16 years that we've lived in Virginia. So 16 years ago today, we left Massachusetts from Carol's grandmother's house to head here to Lynchburg, Virginia. And it's quite the story. If you haven't heard it, I'm going to share it with you now. If you have, then, well, either stick around or just fast forward a little bit. So the night before we moved to... let's take it back a little bit. Moving here was almost a spur-of-the-moment thing. The gentleman who owned the Bubblette, a laundromat that I lived next to, almost 30 years of my life, came over one day and just asked if we were interested in selling. He gave us a lowball number. So we had 3 different real estate agents come in. We went with the middle guy. We felt comfortable with that. The guy bought the house, didn't blink. He waived inspections. He just wanted 30 days so that he could get in there and do whatever he was going to do to it, tear it apart. Unbeknownst to him is that house was in rough shape. Like the chimney was needing to be either brought down or at least repaired. Anything that you could think of with that house, there was something a little bit wrong with it, and it was pretty much Mickey Mouse together. Anywho, we left Massachusetts and headed to Lynchburg, Virginia. But the night before, we get a call from our real estate agent telling us that the woman no longer wanted to sell us the house. We had an 18-wheeler packed and ready to go coming down here. Supposed to deliver our stuff to the house. We were going to meet them there. We were going to, put it all in the house and get going with our life here in Virginia. So we ended up having to stay at an extended stay here over on Candler Station, and we were there for 2 weeks. In the room was me, my mother, Carol, Puddin', and Toby, and Gwen. It was insane for 2 weeks. In the other room was Carol's dad, all by himself, enjoying his 2 double beds in the room. And 16 years ago, we made our way down here. We finally got into the house, I think it was 2 weeks, it was about 2 weeks later. We had to have all our stuff delivered to a local storage place because we had nowhere to put it. I mean, this was my guitars and stuff, and this is just as winter was setting in. It was late November, early December before we actually, mid-December before we actually got into the house. And when we finally got in, it was such a relief. We had the electric work done. We replaced the whole amperage service thing, electric box things, with a 200 amp service, and we had all out rooms painted. We had new furniture delivered. And then the day before closing, I believe it was January 1st or 2nd, our real estate agent comes over and tells us there's a $10,000 lien on the house, and we either have to pay it or the house is going to auction the next day. Now, I'm no fool. We had title insurance, but we were in a situation where we were already so beat down moving that it was just worth it to us to pay it and be done with it once and for all. Also, we had more money coming here than you have 16 years later. So that helped us get into the house and just get it done with. But I still feel like to this day, I'm not a person who sues people. However, I should have seen a lawyer immediately, and maybe we could have got the house for free. Maybe I should have let it go to auction. Maybe we could have got it for $1. That would have been fantastic. A real slap in the face to those sons of bitches. But 16 years later, you ask me, was it the right choice? I'd say yeah. Taunton will always be my home. Wherever my friends are is where my home is, really. I don't have a lot of family. But, would I like to go back? Yeah. Yeah, I think we'd like to go to Vermont. So, Virginia's been nice, and it's only gotten better since we've lived here. When we first moved here, the first thing we saw was a woman in Walmart smacking herself in the forehead with a stick that said Jesus on it. And now, not all of Lynchburg is that crazy. However, It was very conservative. It is definitely, this is the first time in a voting cycle that we actually went blue, specifically here in Lynchburg, which was super fantastic. I think maybe we went for Obama too. I can't remember. But nonetheless, I like where Lynchburg is going, and I finally feel like I'm at this point where I can say, hey, you know what? I feel like I was part of a change, part of a group of people that maybe brought about some change here. I don't know. But I definitely feel like it's time to move on. I believe in life, staying still for too long is okay for some people, but others, it will just eat them up until there's nothing left of them. And I love adventure, and I love finding new places and new things, and driving country roads in states that I've never been to before or have been very little to. So, yeah, 16 years has been awesome here. You know, we've had our ups, we've had our downs, we've had a lot of heartbreak. But all things considered, our friends, our true friends, stayed in touch with us. We've stayed in touch with them. And with any luck, we'll be, you know, after this COVID thing's over, sitting around a fire and enjoying a J. And if you guys don't mind if I do a J, then you should definitely consider liking, commenting, subscribing. Hit the little bell icon, I'll let you know. I'll get it right eventually. Every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Super important. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves. They are the ones that need it the most. I'm Jason Oliveira, this is Whatever This Is, and I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Pooping and hugging.
God damn it.